Sometimes the things that we get most upset and annoyed at are little lights into our own upbringing and our own code of ethics. This week, I'm giving you a little bit of a view into the crazy thoughts and ideas that my brain comes up with. You're in the outside left turn lane, waiting to turn. You're enjoying your music. You're just having a good old time as you wait for that light to turn green. You do realize that on the one hand, it's a normal day, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything's fine. You're just headed home or headed out to do errands. On the other hand, you're literally playing chicken with that car across the street. Think about it. In a game of chicken, there are two people. They're facing off, and both of you are expecting the other person to turn. That's just the way it is, because if you don't turn, if one of you doesn't turn, you're going to have a head-on collision and there's going to be a problem. Playing chicken. As you sit in this space waiting to turn left, you are trusting that that person across the intersection is going to turn. Now, on the one hand, we have absolute reassurance that this is what's going to happen because they're the rules of the road, and the rules of the road are written down. We are all taught what the rules of the road are, what the signs mean, what the lights mean, what you're supposed to do here and there and in all these different situations. They're mostly the same wherever you go. You can go to a different country and you might be driving on a different side of the road, or the speed on the Autobahn is totally, there's not a limit, go have fun. But for the most part, it's pretty obvious with the signs and what's there and the training that you've had, the lessons that you've had to learn what the rules of the road are and how to follow them. And so because of those rules, you trust a complete stranger to turn. Communication surrounding different relationships in your life is how you write down your rules of the road. When you get a new job, sometimes there are unwritten expectations for your position. You have to communicate and find out what those are. When you don't know those unwritten expectations in the job description, that's when you have conflicts and frustration, and you have to go to your boss or whoever it is to talk about it and make sure it's written down so that you have clarity and understanding. When you have a new relationship and you're going down the road, if you haven't had that conversation with somebody, then how are you two to know what your rules are? And you might come into a new conflict over finances or intimacy because you have different definitions about what they are. A new friendship might illuminate unintentional assumptions based on how one has grown up. Sometimes the things that we get most upset and annoyed at are little lights into our own upbringing and our own code of ethics. Sometimes we can be caught off guard, totally unaware by the things that we're learning, right? By the new understandings that we're gaining. So how do we change that? How do we make it so that we're not caught off guard? How do we make it so that we can be prepared for whatever's coming up? Together, we've put together this deck of cards. They're the Permission to Be You journaling cards, and they ask all sorts of questions on your different beliefs, your different values. What do you think about intimacy? Is there a difference between sex and intimacy? How do you deal with money? What are your beliefs surrounding money? What are things that you learned growing up that you're glad that you learned and you'd love to change? They really dive into you and your foundation. Finding out what your personal rules of the road are means that it's a lot easier to have those conversations with other people when things come up and you're like, I really didn't like the way that happened, and I didn't like it because this is my belief system, and let's chit chat and see if we can change things. The beautiful thing about having these conversations, knowing what you want, knowing the direction you want to go, and then having those conversations when challenges comes up means that you know what to expect of yourself, and you can learn what to expect from other people. And the other reverse is true. They know what to expect from you, and they know what you can expect from them. Knowing what to expect and what is expected is truly transformative. It takes things beautifully out of obscurity and sets them firmly into clarity.